Hello everybody and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program. For those of you who are new, I'm Kathmandu, and in this episode we're going to continue on with our playthrough of Kerbal Space Program. So yes, so hopefully you guys are enjoying this series so far. If you are, don't forget to smash that like button for me. If you are liking it, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Both the likes and subscribes really do help the channel out massively, so if you could show your support, man, I would really appreciate it. If you guys would like to get in touch with me, in the description down below is all my contact details, so you can go and check all that out. If you guys would like to be in with a chance of winning a giveaway at 500 subs, don't forget to be subscribed as well. Don't forget to come along and join the Discord so I can notify you if you win, but it's also a great place to come and hang out and chat and leave all your suggestions in there as well. If you want to hit that notification bell for me as well, then you guys will get notified when we upload a video or when we live stream as well, so it's a very handy tool indeed. Yeah, in the last episode we did the intermediate construction and suborbital flight. Yeah, we managed to sort of get into space, but sort of not. Obviously, I'd forgot how to do the staging. I just had to literally have a quick look at it. I think it was spacebar. So yeah, we're going to need that for the future because I couldn't stage the parachute and we just crashed. But I sort of got the gist of it, I guess. Right, so in this one, we're going into advanced construction. So let's have a look at this. This tutorial presented... Right, okay, let's go. Right. Advanced construction. Wow, this is going to be mad. Welcome to the third and final tutorial about construction, the advanced construction tutorial. I've had to delay some important work today to fit this in, so pay close attention as I show you how a real rocket scientist makes orbital craft. Go on, go inside VAB. That's there. I remember. Yeah, I haven't played this for about a week now because obviously I was doing the a lot of the first look demo games that had come out on the Steam Autumn Festival. So yeah, so I haven't played this for about a week, so you'll have to bear with me. In our last tutorial, we built a vessel that could escape the atmosphere, but it didn't have enough oomph to escape for long. This time around, we'll cover more advanced rocket design concepts like multiple stages of boosters, as well as the extra parts like RCS and solar panels. You'll want these if you spend more than a few minutes in orbit. When you're done, you'll have a craft capable of ascent to orbit, orbital operations, and a safe return to Kerbin. And you can test it out in the Go for Orbit tutorial, which will teach you how to make use of it all. Yeah, you'll notice that there are a lot more parts available this time. That's because an orbital capable craft is much more complex than that little puddly jumper I showed you how to make last time. However, the main principles are the same, so I hope you remember what I taught you. If you mess up and say somehow manage to delete your whole craft, you can hit Ctrl Z to undo your last change, okay? Again, you only have one pod available, so go ahead and select it. If you select the wrong part, click on it in the main view to pick it up and either drop it back over the parts toolbox or press delete and then try again. Okay, so get a little pod. Can I not click it? There we go. I've already got it. Already got it. It's right there. Bam! I've got to try and remember controls now. Okay, next. Just like last time, select a parachute and place it. Okay, parachute on top, bang. No, I know it's not that. I know it's not that. Parachute though, where would that be? Is that the aerodynamics? Aerodynamic nose cone. Where the hell was the parachute? That was the coupling things. That's not what I want. They're like thrusters. That's for fuel. Huh? Ah, utilities. MK12 parachute. Bam! And again, like last time, adjust the parachute parameters by right-clicking on the part you just placed. When the chute's minimum pressure is 0, you'll satisfied. And you're satisfied. Click next. Okay. Right. So right-click. Pressure is 0.75, so full. Okay. We're now going to construct an upper stage. This upper stage will finish placing the pod in orbit, and once there, provide RCS, steering thrusters, and electricity for the pod. It will also provide all maneuvering capability in orbit, including the re-entry burn. It's going to consist of a decoupler. We don't want to carry it home. An RCS fuel tank, a liquid fuel tank, 4 RCS thrusters, 4 solar panels, 4 batteries, and an efficient upper stage engine. That's quite the shopping list, isn't it? Yes, it is. Nearly run out of breath saying all that. So let me know when you're ready to proceed. I'm ready. Firstly, we will add a stack coupler below the pod to let us discard the parts we don't want to bring back with us. Grab a coupler from the toolbox and attach it to the bottom of the pod. Pay close attention to that little red arrow. Right, okay. So we want that. Decoupler, the little red arrows going up. Bam. Next we'll add an RCS tank. The RCS stands for Reaction Control System, and this fuel will help us with fine manoeuvring. Go to tanks. So we go tanks, and what was it? The FLR-25. FLR-25 RCS fuel tank, okay. Let's bang that on there. Go boom. Your craft is not going to need all the monopropellant in the tank, so to save some weight, right click it to get to the parts options and move the slider down to 96 units. Okay. The monopropellant is called that because while large rocket engines use two propellants, fuel and oxidizer, RCS uses a single propellant. Oh, okay. RCS is generally less efficient but is good for small velocity changes in any direction rather than just forwards like the main engines do, and can be used to rotate the craft as well as move it. Excellent. We'll be adding multiple liquid fuel tanks in this stage to get the right amount for the upper stage engine, and we need an extra tank to offset the weight of the RCS. So add a tiny rocket propellant tank. It's the one named FLT 100, and then add a medium one, the FLT 400 below it. Alright, so we want the 100 and then the 400. Okay. Lastly, for the main parts of this upper stage, we'll add an engine. The Terrier engine produces almost no thrust at sea level air pressure but is highly efficient in space and above 20 kilometers, where the atmosphere is thin enough to not interfere with the exhaust. This makes it a good choice for an upper stage, since the engine will not be activated until the rocket has reached the conditions where this kind of engine works well. If you select the wrong engine, you can always throw it away and try again. Add the LV909 engine, the LV909. Okay, excellent. Right, okay, nicely done. That's a pretty well assembled upper stage, if I do say so myself. I'll get you to orbit if you put enough rocket under it. Whilst we have this reasonably simple vessel here, let's explore one of the other useful tools we have available. To make sure that your ship flies controllably. Some parts need to be placed carefully around a point inside the ship called the centre of mass. This COM is a spot where the mass on one side is balanced by the mass on the other side. Yeah, makes sense. Thrust applies through the COM will cause the ship to move without unwanted rotation, whilst thrust properly applied around the COM will cause the ship to rotate without moving. This makes the COM such a useful and important thing that we added a tool so the assembly building can show it to you with a marker. Let's have a look at how that indicator works here. Click on the COM indicator toggle and we'll have a play. Here's a picture of it with the indicator highlighted. Okay, so a little weight. Bam. Whoa, there's like a bowl. Okay. Okay, let's adjust the fuel levels in some of the tanks and see how that affects the centre and mass. Right click on each of the fuel tanks and drag the fuel and oxidizer propellant levels down to 0. Don't touch the mono propellant levels, as they won't be burnt by the Terrier engine. As you are doing this, you will see the COM move. During flight, the vessel COM will move in the same way as it burns its fuel until the tank is empty. Okay, so if we click on, say, that... Oh, I'm moving you, sir. Hang on a sec. Okay, so it moves down because obviously it's lighter. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I get it. Ah, that one goes up. Okay, I see. Okay. Okay, I get it. Maybe just put them all down and then you'll let me go. Oh yeah, put them all empty. Okay, now go ahead and refill the tanks and we can proceed to add some of the accessories to our upper stage. You'll transform it from merely something that gets us into orbit into something that helps us once we're there. Okay, so let's refill them back up. Bam. 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 Beautiful. Now that you know where the COM is when the stage is full and when it's empty, you have the information you need to place RCS thrusters. RCS thrusters are found in the command and control category. Moving the spaceship without rotating it is called translation. This is a useful kind of maneuver for several reasons, including docking to another craft. In order for translation with RCS to avoid unwanted rotation, you need to balance the thrusters around the COM so the net sum of forces is balanced right on this natural pivot point. For two equal sets of thrusters, each set should be equidistant from the COM, and for a single set, what we're doing here, they should be right around the COM itself. What makes this complicated is that COM changes during flight, as you just saw, so you need to place the thrusters at a compromise point between the wet COM and the dry COM, so sort of in between the two. Note that in career mode games, RCS thrusters don't become available until fairly late. In the meantime, the reaction wheel capability built into your command pod will probably be enough for turning in space, though reaction wheels will not allow you to translate. Okay, let's turn on angle snap to make aligning the thrusters parts easier. Can I, like, how do I get rid of that? Let's just move that out of the way. Do that by clicking on the toggle snap icon in the lower left or pressing the C key. Ensure we have 4x symmetry turned on, and then place a set of 4 the upper stage. Right, okay, so it was this one. Make sure it's set to 4. And then 4 thrusters on your upper stage. Right, so the thrusters... Is it that one? Oh, it is. The tiny rocket propellant tank is about the right place to attach these, just in case you need a hint. The tiny rocket propellant. Is that like here? If you don't get the placement quite right, you can also use the offset gizmo to fine-tune their position. Make sure you turn angle snap off before using the offset. You'll want to find an adjustment for that. Adjustment, hit space when go to go back to place mode. Right, okay. So is he on about here? This one? Tiny rocket propellant. Or that? Here? We'll go here. We're going to go here. And put them there. No, I don't think that was right. And that one? No, I don't think that was right either. Oh, when you're done, turn the COM indicator off. Sure, he said the tiny, yeah. The tiny rocket propellant tank is about the right place to attach some. Tiny rocket propellant tank. I'm sure that's like here. Right, I'm going here. And then I'm going to turn that off. Lots of things on a craft use electric charge. That's what us cool scientists call rocket electricity. In order to keep your batteries topped up, you will need a way of generating power. Now, some engines generate electricity whilst they're running, but you don't want to keep your engine running in orbit. Your orbit would get all kinds of messed up and you'll run out of propellant. Your command pod has some batteries built into it, but to be safe, you can add more batteries, and you can add solar panels or other electricity generating items. We're going to do both. Switch to the electrical category now and ensure you have angle snap turned on and are still in 4x symmetry mode. We'll use our part rotation skills to adjust the panels before placing them. That's the WASD, Q and E keys we used earlier. Grab the OX stat solar panel, hold it over the lower end of the fuel tanks and press A to rotate it 90 degrees, then click to place a set of them. Okay. Electrical Oxstat. Bam. Okay, and then press A. Ah, I see. Turn them. Turn them, turn them. Place. Hold over the lower end of the fuel tanks. So down here. I think that'll look good. What does WASD do? Ah, it turns them that way. And A turns them that way, okay. there. Now go ahead and place a set of 4 Z10 batteries between the solar panels. Oh mate, what? What, these? Right there. Okay. I see ya. Excellent work. You've built a nice starter upper stage, which will do well for some orbital exploration. Now we need to work on getting it up to orbit, and for that we'll build up our lower stage. In comparison to the upper stage, it's quite simple. Just a couple of tanks and an engine. That won't be enough alone, however, so we'll add some boosters too. Okay. Add another D10-12 stack coupler on the bottom of the Terrier. Eba doing that. There. Hang on a minute. Flabam. No, hang on a sec. Yeah, I want the arrow up, don't we? Okay, can I come down a little bit? Oh, I noticed how when you add the decoupler, a fairing is placed around the engine. This will get jettisoned automatically when we stage the decoupler. Nice. Yeah, they're like a little shield around it, isn't it? Cool. Now we need to add the fuel tanks for our lower stage. Add 2 of the medium rocket propellant tanks, FLT 400, to the bottom of the stack. Okay, fuel tanks 2. Add 2 medium. Okay, it's going to be a big rocket. For our lower stage, we need an engine that is a sustainer. That's an engine that burns from liftoff until, well, after the boosters separate. Let's get scientifical for a second. Rocket engine performance is measured by specific impulse, or ISP. And the ISP of an engine changes as the amount of atmospheric pressure around it changes. Just as the upper stage needed an engine that is good at low air pressures of high altitude, the lower stage will need boosters which are powerful at the higher air pressure of the low altitude of the launch pad. And to help carry the rocket through the transition from launch to upper stage, it will need a sustainer engine, which usually sits between boosters and upper stage engines. From a performance perspective, having a wide range of between the two. So add the big engine you see there, the LVT-45 swivel, to the bottom of the tanks as our sustainer. Engines, that one. Yeah, the swivel. Right, let me come down. As its default thrust level, the swivel is too powerful for the rocket we're creating and for the ascent profile we're going to teach you in the Go for Orbit tutorial, so you'll need to lower its thrust level. This isn't as good a solution as picking a smaller, lighter engine with the thrust level we want, but while there are only so many options, right click the swivel, lower its thruster limiter to 65. It will then only produce 65% of its full thrust potential, but it will also run longer because it's only burning 65% of as much fuel. Yeah, makes sense. So we're going to take this down to... No, you need to move out of the way, sir. Take this down to 65 then. What is this? Does that need to be 65? I'm not going to touch that because this says thrust limiter. Nice. You now have the core of your rocket completed, but as I said before, we'll also be adding boosters to help the sustainer engine get the rocket up and running. We'll add 2 boosters symmetrically so that we keep our craft balanced, not crash. I don't know why I've got crash on the mind. I really hope I don't crash. And to make sure we don't lug the useless dry mass of the boosters around after they burn out, we'll attach them using decouplers. This time, however, we'll use radial decouplers so the boosters can sit beside our lower stage core instead of under it. That way the sustainer and boosters can fire at the same time. Select the TT38K and add it to a 2x symmetry. So like that. I need a decoupler, which is coupling. So this one. Right, and then we're doing like a 2. We're doing a 2-2. Where are they sitting? Just want to keep this nice and balanced, you know what I'm saying? Keep it down on the bottom, maybe. Line it up with that, okay. More boosters is something you often hear around the KSC, and now it's time to add some. Add a pair of RT10 hammer decoupler. What? Oh, to the decoupler, so we have an extra kick. So that's going to be engine. Is it that? RT10 hammer? Can I just spin this round a little bit just so I can see? Add a pair of that to the decouplers. It's not letting me though. Alright, let me do it like that. I don't know how low I need them though. Like that. Nice. I was trying to put it in line with this one. Right, okay. Unlike LF, liquid fuel engines, where you can adjust the throttle during flight, once you light an SRB, it burns at constant thrust till it's out of fuel. We can, however, use the throttle limiter as we did on the swivel to set that constant thrust before we roll out to the launch pad. Right click on one of the SRBs and change its thrust limiter to 50. Do note that changing a tweakable value on one part that's being placed using symmetry will have the same change applied to its symmetry counterpart. Oh, that's nice. Remember, when I said I'd teach you how to make that pod and thumper craft from Construction Basic Survival, well, this thrust adjusting is how that could be done, although you'd have to put a decoupler on it. Right, okay. So just right and then 50%. 50%. Thank you. I don't know what this bottom one is, but it's not telling me to touch that. Right now, the SRBs have flat pancake tops, which is simply not good look. Oh, and bad aerodynamically. Let's fix that by adding a pair of nose cones. Nose cones can be found in the aerodynamics category. Yeah, I did see them when I was having a little play. That's this and that. Bam. While we're on that tab in the toolbox, let's add some fins too. Fins come in various sizes and styles, as we learned earlier, will help stabilize your craft. Since these fins are control surfaces, they also add some extra control authority when low in the atmosphere, where the air is thick enough for them to have a helpful effect. Add the wings in 4 symmetry near the bottom of the lowest fuel tank. What? I can't do 4 there, symmetry, because of them two. And make sure you don't intersect the decouplers and SRB. If they do overlap those parts, any flight will be interesting but exceptionally short. I can't do a 4 though. That's going to be impossible. How the hell am I supposed to do a 4 around this? Maybe I do it like up here. That's only giving me 2. 4. Why does it keep changing? I have to put it like up a little bit, haven't we? It's not going to work. Unless, do I need these higher up? Maybe let's put these higher up. Where's that? I mean, I don't know. I'm just playing here. Right, and then the fins on a 4 pattern down the bottom like this. Is that what you want from me? I don't know what you want from me. Yeah, look, it's not letting me. It's not going to next. What's wrong? What's wrong with that? I don't get it. Do I need to be right down the bottom? No, because then they're not working. That's giving me 4, but I don't want 4, I want 2. What's happening here, man? I don't get it. Can I not? Oh, thank you. I don't get it. Maybe do something like this. Pretty easier putting these on after. Then do the nose. How is that not right? I can't get that any better. I'm putting the right wings on, ain't I? Yeah. Add that in 4 times symmetry, yeah, near the bottom of the lowest fuel tank in the lowest stage, and make sure they don't intersect and the decouplers and SRBs. If they do overlap these parts any flight, yeah, well, they're not. They're good now. So what do you want from me? Look, I got 4 fins. Do I move these up? Yeah, now it's just giving me... Maybe move these up a little bit. How about there? Come on, I can't get any better than that. What else do you want from me? Hang on a minute, they're not even... Oh, I'm stupid. They're not even bloody rocket things, are they? They're not even the engines. They're the ones I want. Right, hang on a minute. Hang on a sec now. I think we might have got this. Right, they can go there, and then it's the engine. Right, so can we put the engine back down a little bit further? How low can we go? How low? Go. How? Why is it done 4? It's a pain in the butt. Take away, man. I want 2 of them. There. Okay. And then I want 2 of them. Want them as low down as possible. There. Okay. And then we want the aerodynamic nose. There. Right, so what's wrong with that? Oh, is it the... Because we got rid of them, weren't it? Ah, there we go. It's popped up as next now. Beautiful. Right, so we've got the fins coming there. 4 times fins with the rockets at the bottom. Gone blast off. Right, excellent. Thank God for that. Excellent. We've now got all the components on our basic orbital rocket. But let's run through a few extra things before we call it a day. Firstly, we should review the staging stack to check the order of actions and parts displayed there. Luckily, I've highlighted this for you because the SRBs are set to fire before the sustainer, and that just won't do. We won't have enough thrust to get off the pad that way. Move the swivel staging icon down into the same stage as the SRBs. Note that the automatically created staging sequence will work if we did not want the long burning sustainer to ignite at the same time as the high thrust boosters, but since we do, we have to adjust it manually. What? So move the SRB. What is the SRB though? I don't know what the SRB is. I can't remember. Move the swivel staging icon down to the same stage as the SRB. Oh, it's the SRB. What is the SRB, bro? What is the SRB? Is it the swivel? What is it then? I don't know what's what. What the hell is going on here? Oh, I don't know what I'm doing here. Reset. No, that weren't right. Down to this one? Oh, okay. Oh, I see. So they want to be all boosting at the same time. So if I reset that, that is the decoupling of them. So do we need to move that? No, we don't need to do that. I had it right first time, but we need to move that into that. Finally, pick up the pod and rotate it 90 degrees around the vertical axis. Press Q or E. This will rotate the ship, not just in the VRB, but also set its orientation when we go to the launch pad, so that our desired flight heading of east compass 90 will be a matter of steering in the pitch up and down axis rather than the yaw right and left. By default, parts in the VRB are orientated so that they are aligned north. What? Finally, pick up the pod. The hell is the pod? That? I don't get it. Pick up the pod and rotate it 90 degrees around the vertical axis. Press Q and E. I'm pressing Q and E. I don't get it. I don't get it. Can I just like, can I set this down a sec? That is the pod, is it not? I don't get it because it won't let me just click on the pod. It's picking up the whole thing. What? Oh. Like that? Do you want to go like that? Pew! No. I don't get it. What am I doing wrong here? Finally, pick up the pod and rotate it 90 degrees around the vertical axis. That's how a rocket takes off. I don't get it. I'm really confused. What? I don't get it. Am I just really dumb? I feel like I'm being really dumb here, but I really do not understand it. Like, can I, like, go back to normal? I don't get it. What do you mean? Pick up the pod? The Q and E is only spinning it round. It's not doing that. It won't let me just grab the pod. No, I really do not understand this. I don't get it. Pick up the pod and rotate it 90 degrees around the vertical axis. Press Q and E. Pick up the pod, press Q and E. What? It's not doing nothing. This will rotate the ship not just in the VRB, but also set its orientation when we go to the launch pad, so that our desired flight in heading east compass 90 will be a matter of steering the pitch. By default, parts in the RB are orientated so they are aligned north. Right. Well, it's not that way, is it? God only knows, man. I don't know what's going on here. Like that? Shall we go like this? Q and E's like that. That's not working. That seems like the way a rocket would go to me. Definitely would not go like that. Definitely would not go like that. And it's not going to go like that. I'm pressing Q and E. I don't know what... I don't know. I don't get it. To me, that's the way a rocket takes off. Is like that. I mean, is that just me? Am I being dumb? I don't get it. I don't get it. I'll have to figure it out in the next episode, guys. Right, because unfortunately I have run out of time, so that is going to do it for this episode. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Anyway, mate. What did I do? I just clicked. Mate, it says... We always make every effort to ensure our brave crew survives, and hopefully it will take the same stance in your space station. It doesn't always work out that way, of course, but it's the thought that counts, at least to those of us not in the rocket at the time. With that in mind, let's set up an abort action group for your craft for use in case of emergency. Note that in career mode you'll have to upgrade the VAB or SPH in order to assess action groups. Click on the turquoise action group button on the left of the toolbar. It's part of a cluster of 3 buttons. What? Toolbar? Click the turquoise button. Oh, this? No. Oh, no, I've just lost it all. Oh, what have I just done now? I've just lost it all. Never mind. Right, guys, that's going to do it for this episode anyway. I've got the basics of what to do there, so... We're just going to leave that. I don't know what the hell that was. I'm going to have to do that again because that was an emergency thing at the end and I deleted it all. So, yeah, fantastic news. But, yeah, unfortunately, I have run out of time. So, that is going to do it for this episode. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed it anyway. It's a bit... Oh, it's a bit mind... It's hurting my head. All this thinking. I don't get it. It's really hurting my head. But hopefully, you guys are enjoying it. If you are, don't forget to smash that like button. If you are liking it, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. If you want to be in with a chance of winning that giveaway, don't forget to be subscribed. Don't forget to join the Discord and don't forget to hit that notification bell as well. And yeah, until the next time, guys, have a good one. Stay safe out there. Peace out.